In this video, I'm going to show you how to get a paycheck every single day for basically doing nothing. Well, maybe not for doing absolutely nothing, but isn't that the American dream? So what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Anfernee McLemore, and in this video, I want to talk about how you can be a $1 million dividend investor while starting as a teenager. I'm going to talk about how you should get started dividend investing, whether you should try to pick the top winning stocks or just go that boring index fund route, and also why you watching this video as a teenager can almost guarantee you to be a millionaire at some point in the future. That is a bold claim, I know, so if you do go on to find any kind of value like that in this video, then make sure you drop a like on it for your boy. And also, I want to give a huge thanks to the GLD Shop for sponsoring this video, but more on that a little bit later. Alright, so let's start this video off with talking about what dividends are in the first place. And in order to make this explanation make the most sense as possible, I'm going to transform it into a little bit of a nostalgic story to see if it helps you understand. So when you're thinking about what a dividend is or what a dividend payment is, imagine yourself going home to your grandmother's house for Christmas, and instead of giving you a Christmas card full of money, she gives you a little piece of paper with a promise on it that says she'll pay you 1% of any money that she makes for the rest of her entire life. And as time goes on, you are allowed to buy more percentages of her income until you basically have the whole thing. This means that you may start off by getting 1% from your grandma, but over time you may end up with 40 or 50% of her income just by buying more stock in your grandmother. Now I know that's probably a horrible example, but that's me trying to make it make sense. But that example is the exact same for an actual company, because when you buy a stock in a company that does pay dividends, what you are getting is a little slice of that company's profits that they pay out to all of the shareholders or part owners in the company. And this dividend payment can go on for the life of the company, and most corporations are assumed to have a lifespan of forever. And typically for one stock and one share in the company, the dividend payments aren't huge. They can range anywhere from about 50 cents to $5 per year per share, but as you accumulate more shares, the amount of money in the paycheck that you receive from that company will increase as well. But now let's go a little bit more in depth into actual investing styles and what you would need to do in order to get invested in the stock market. Now obviously I can't tell you exactly what you should buy or what you should invest in, but basically I can make you aware of two main investing styles that you can go about when you're getting started dividend investing. And the first of those investing styles is what you see a lot more because it is more exciting and it provides a lot more entertainment value, and that is the investing style of actually picking dividend stocks in order to build your portfolio out in a personalized way. Now inherently there's nothing wrong with going this route of picking individual stocks, because assuming that you're buying stock that you actually believe in, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with you investing in companies that you feel would do well. However, from a statistical standpoint and from a historical fact-based perspective, it is much more likely that you will lose more money by investing in individual stocks instead of going the second investing route, which would be investing in index funds. Now when you invest in an index fund, you are diversifying your investment a ton, because basically you're buying a little slice of an entire pie of stocks. You're not just investing in one company like Tesla, Apple, or Disney. If you have a dividend-based index fund, you are investing in an entire pool of stocks, and that allows your portfolio to have some cushion. If one or two of the stocks tank, you will still have the rest of the portfolio holding up your valuation. Now typically index funds are frowned upon because they are known for only giving average returns. They are known for giving about 6 to 7% a year, nothing too extraordinary, but just something that other investors are trying to beat. And the problem with seeing index funds as average is that typically the average index fund return is more than what an individual investor would see if they were investing in individual stocks. Because while many are trying to beat index funds, or while many people are trying to beat the quote-unquote benchmark, most people fall short of this because of their trading activity. And if they had gone investing with a long-term index fund or a dividend index fund, they would have had much better returns than trying to do it themselves. So for me personally, my investing style would be to buy a dividend index fund, and I'm actually going to start a portfolio with M1 Finance because they have a great selection of dividend investment portfolios. And I plan to fund this M1 Finance portfolio solely with money made from YouTube or solely with money made from content creation in general. So I will start to put a link in the description below of that pie that I'm going to be investing in, so you guys can follow and track the progress if you want to. And also if you want to sign up for M1 Finance yourself, there will be a sign up link in the description as well. So now that we talked about different investing styles, let's talk a little bit about when you should invest, or more specifically, if you should worry about timing the market or buying when the market is low so that you get as many stocks as possible. And if any of you have already browsed even one of my previous videos about investing, then you know that I am not a big fan of trying to time the market, because timing the market is not a one-time thing. If you are trying to buy low and sell high, you have to be right twice in order for your plan to work. You have to know when the market is oversold and it is a good time to purchase, and you have to know when it is a good time to sell. And history and statistics has shown that it is almost impossible to consistently time the market over a long period of time. In fact, history has shown that it is more profitable to just leave your money invested and simply use all the money that you have to invest all at once and just leave it in the market as long as possible. This is where the phrase time in the market beats timing the market. And as for dividend investing, my personal approach to this is very much a dollar cost averaging approach. I set aside in my monthly budget a set amount of money to invest every single month. Whether it's $2,000 or $3,000 and the market is very high or very low, I put that amount of money into my investment portfolio and I just let it sit. When I was very new to investing, which was only about 2 or 3 years ago, I was very sensitive to price changes because I didn't like seeing my portfolio drop in value, even if I had already made $100 or $200 on the securities that I bought. But as your investment experience increases, or even as your time being in the market increases, you will start to see a pattern that the stock market consistently tends to increase no matter what short-term event made the market fall in the first place. And once you realize this, you will start to get even excited about red days in the market because you will be able to get even more shares of stocks for the same amount of money that you were investing in the first place. Let's put this in another example, as I like to make examples about everything. So let's say for some odd reason you went to Walmart or Target or wherever you shop at and you bought a brand new TV every single month. And every single month you plan to spend $500 on a brand new TV. And if one month there happened to be a big sale on TVs to where TVs were now $250 or about a 50% discount, would you panic and sell all of your previous TVs because this was a drop in price? Or would you be even more excited that you get to get 2 TVs for the previous price of 1 TV? Stocks are the same thing. If the company is a solid company and is not a risky bet company, then you should be excited about drops in price because you get to get more bang for your buck. And also, if you're a dividend investor, you get to increase your dividend income by buying more shares. But now let's do a little bit of math to talk about how much money you would need to have invested or how many shares you would need in specific stocks in order to never have to work another day for the rest of your life. So in order to do that, I'm going to take you inside of my phone and let's just do a little bit of math. If I search what the average dividend yields in the S&P 500, I get presented with this screen that says historically the average dividend yields is somewhere between 2 and 5%. So we're just going to assume that the average is around 4%, a little bit on the higher side for the purpose of this example. So what you want to do to find out how much you need to have invested in order to live on dividends is calculate how much money you spend on an annual basis and divide that by the actual dividend yield to show you how much money you would have to have invested. And this math can get a little complicated, so I'm just going to simplify it a ton for the purpose of this example. I'm only going to use after-tax numbers, but for the purpose of this example, I'm going to assume that you spend about $3,000 a month in after-tax expenses. So if you spend $3,000 a month, you will multiply that by 12 to get your annual expenses of around $36,000. And with that being said, if the average dividend yield is 4%, we will just simply divide this number by 4% in order to see how much money we would need to have invested in order to live only on the dividend yield. So if we had a portfolio that returned 4% as a dividend yield, we would need to have $900,000 invested in order to only live on the dividends. Now, what's so great about this number is that although it is high, if you only lived on the dividends, you would never have to sell the stock in order to get the money that you need to live. Now, these dividends will be subject to taxes, so don't get me wrong. However, the purpose of this calculation is to see a quick number on how much money you would need to have, or just have a goal that you can shoot for as for overall portfolio value, so that you know when you hit that number of financial freedom or financial independence or whatever you are striving for. But now I can already hear the thoughts roaming through your head saying, $900,000, how the heck am I supposed to get $900,000? So $1.5 million, I can't save up $1.5 million in my lifetime. That is insane. And that's why I have to tell you the joys of the 8th wonder of the world, this little gem, this little golden nugget called compound interest. And these 2 little words are the main reason why you won't actually have to save up $1.5 million. So let me put it like this for you. If you have $100 invested and you get a $1 dividend each year, at the end of that year, you will have $101, or basically a 1% profit. So what you could do is you could spend that $1 on something else and not reinvest in your portfolio, but then at the beginning of the next year, you only have $100 invested again, and then you only earn $1 the next year. However, if you reinvest that $1 dividend into your portfolio, you would then have $101 in your portfolio, and that $101 will earn the same 1% interest. And by constantly reinvesting your dividends year over year and not spending the money that you make and allowing time to work in your favor, your portfolio will start to see an exponential increase to where you'll make over 50 to 60% of the money that you want to make, or the money in your portfolio, in the last 2 or 3 years of your investment cycle. So dividend investing and investing in general is a slow and steady cycle. You don't want to be chasing a rabbit. You don't want to be trying to make money quick with dividend investing, as although that is a more risky investing style, you want to be slow and steady in this sense. You want to let your dividend checks build up so that by the time you actually want to live on them, you would have allowed compound interest to work the maximum effect that it possibly could on your portfolio. I read an article previously that said something like Warren Buffett made 97% of his net worth after the age of 55. And that is simply because his billions of dollars started earning more interest than the actual money that he earned and put into the portfolio or the companies that he bought, and compound interest started to skyrocket his actual net worth. So when you're buying stocks, whether you're buying individual stocks or whether you're buying index funds, do your very best not to panic sell when the market is down, and also don't try to sell when the market is high, because you want to leave your money invested. You don't want to pay any taxes to the government. You want to allow yourself to get as well wealthy as possible. And the only way to do that is to leave your money invested and to let it grow on its own. But with all that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you found any kind of value in this video, don't forget to hit the like button for your boy, as it really does help the channel out. Also hit the subscribe button if you like content like this. And if you notice in this video that I had this pretty cool diamond Cuban link chain on, that is because the GLD Shop was nice enough to send me some jewelry just for me reviewing that product over on Instagram. So I'm just going to show you this really quickly. I don't know if you can see it, but it is a very simple little Cuban link, and honestly, for it being less than $200, it is really good quality. They also sent me a chain necklace as well. However, I'm not one to wear super flashy jewelry, but to show you the necklace really quickly, if I put it up to the camera, I don't know how well you can see it. It is a very nice diamond prong Cuban link necklace. I'm going to show you kind of like what it looks like. I'm not going to put it on fully, but I don't know if you see it, but it is a very nice necklace. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, there will be more content about the GLD Shop over there, and you probably will be seeing this bracelet in a lot more videos, but not the chain because it's a little too fancy for me. However, with that being said, I really hope you did enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one, guys.